days, 49 days and 1 day, which is 50, past the Passover feast. And it's called the Feast of Weeks. And it's a time when they bring in the first fruits of the harvest. Amen? But for the Christian, this is 50 days after the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And the Holy Spirit was poured out.
Amen.
And every theologian that you read, maybe there's a few that don't agree with this, but most agree that this is the birth of the church time. Amen? On the day of Pentecost, the church was born. And that word penta is from the Greek, 50. That's all it means, it's 50. You know, when you think about the Pentagon, there's 5 sides. Penta. Okay, so that's where we get that word. You know, and you could go into this very elaborately, and again, I don't want to do that. But I want you to turn with me to Matthew 16. Matthew 16, and if you don't get there before me, that's okay. Just listen and try to get there. But in Matthew 16, Jesus had just asked his disciples, "Who do men say that I am?" And his disciples replied. One said, "Well, some are saying you're the prophet Elijah, and some saying you're this other prophet." But Peter, he said, "Well, you're the Son of God. You're the Messiah." And Jesus said, "You know, flesh and blood did not reveal that to you. My Father revealed that to you." And then he said, "Upon this word that you just spoke, I'm going to build my church." So let's read that. Matthew 16, verse 17 and 18, he says, "Blessed are you, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father who is in heaven. And I also say to you, that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it." So Jesus had in his mind to build his church. He was going to begin doing that. Amen. And this was shortly before he was crucified when he made this statement. Amen? Amen. So now, turn with me to Mark chapter 16. I'm going to tie this together.